What's going on? This is Hank Klinger here. I think I'm on video number 10. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, I'm just filming video after video. I'm going to tell you all kinds of stories of my life, things that happened. Right now, I'm going to tell you a story that I've done multiple videos on, but thanks to the dickheads at YouTube, it got flagged off and my channel got shut down. Not the actual people that run YouTube, but the little anti-Empower Network guys that are going around flagging videos that are hurting the little guy. If I see you guys, you better watch out. And David Wood, he's got it out for you too. In fact, you got about 80,000 people that are looking for you. But that's besides the point. This story that I'm doing right here is about how I first ended up in Alaska. Okay. Now, I grew up in Northern California in a little town called Chico. Well, maybe not so little to most of you. I'm from California, though, so 100 to 200,000 people is a small place. Anyway, Chico is about, I don't know, I guess 190,000 people now or something like that. And the surrounding area is probably bigger than that. About 3 hours north of San Francisco. But I grew up there, and I grew up kind of a bigger kid. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I came to a point where I had to lose that. And I was partying too much, blowing my money, hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I saw myself not having a good future by the time I was 24. And I had the opportunity to go to Alaska. So I took it. Literally on a Wednesday night I got the opportunity. On a Friday I flew out. I called my friends up. I gave everything I owned to all my friends. I called my friend Scotty and my friend Timmy from the Ballistics and said, hey, this is Hank. I'm leaving for Alaska. Come take all my stuff. I don't want any money. You can have it all. I'm going to Alaska. And they said, okay. My friends came and they took all my stuff happily. You know, I mean, they're... Sorry, I'm not even talking on the phone anymore, but anyway, so they happily took all my stuff, and I flew to Alaska on Friday with 2 pairs of clothes and a big book of CDs because music was my life, and it still is a very strong part of my life. Maybe you love music too. If you do, that's awesome. We got something we can talk about and relate to. Maybe you like to travel. You know, I love to travel too, obviously, so I can relate to pretty much any of you. But anyway, I took off to Alaska, but before I left for Alaska, I'd read a book called Working on the Edge about fishing the Bering Sea. By this point, I'd been a chef for 6 years, since I was 17 and I was 24 years, so about 7 years. But I was about 280 pounds, about 100 pounds heavier than what I am right now. And I told my friends I'm going to Alaska to fish the Bering Sea as a crab fisherman. They said, yeah, good job, Hank. Good job. You'll get it, you know. They were trying to support me, but I could tell they thought I was full of, you know what, because I've been pretty much lazy little party animal, blowing all my money, never exercised, never took care of myself, you know. So, I mean, they wanted to believe in me, but it was hard, you know, and I can't blame them. But I believed in myself, which is the key to everything in life. And I left, and I knew when I left that I was going to get on a crab boat no matter what it took. No matter how long it took, I would do whatever it took to make my dreams come true. Just like you need to do whatever you can to make your dreams come true. So I flew to Alaska. I landed a job as a chef on the Wilderness Discover for Glacier Bay Cruise Lines. They are no longer with us. They're gone. It was crap, you know. I got ripped off from them like tons of people did because their CO took off and embezzled like $2 million. Anyway, that's besides the point. I was on that boat and I finished the season out as head chef, and it was awesome. Like I said, I'd originally gone up there to be a crab fisherman. Nobody believed in me, but I knew it was going to happen no matter what it took. So as soon as I got on this boat, I started working my ass off. It's hard to lose weight on a boat, but I really watched what I was eating. And I did everything I could, push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks and jump roped on the deck and went on hikes and cut my calories. And I lost like 50 pounds in like 5 months, which is huge. Started putting on muscle. Once you start putting on muscle, the fat starts burning off, starts dropping off. And I got done with that. And I didn't have a whole lot of money because I went through South America, spent a bunch of money, got ripped off for like $5 grand in Colombia. That's another story. You can look at my Amazon jungle story. It's on here on YouTube too, or maybe Pinterest. But anyway, so I spent a bunch of money. First time leaving the country, I just 5 months in South America, traveled all over, and had a blast. But I came back to Seattle, and I knew I was going to get on a crab boat no matter what it took. So I stayed there, and I slept on friends' couches. I worked little shitty jobs like Napa Auto Parts and installing and moving, taking washers and dryers for General Electric around, you know, and I really hated it, but I knew I wanted to get on a crab boat, and I knew that being in Seattle was the best opportunity I had for this. So this went on for a few months, and I have been applying to jobs online, and I landed a job for the boat company, one of the best jobs I've ever had, on a boat called the Liseron. She's absolutely beautiful. You can look up the boat company online. You can see pictures of the Liseron on my Facebook page, Hank Klinger. White boat, largest working wooden boat on the West Coast, ex-French naval minesweeper, commissioned in 1952 in Tacoma, Washington. A good friend of mine, Doug Cope, went over in 1989, got it back from Tacoma, brought it across the Atlantic, rebuilt the boat, took it through the Panama Canal, brought it up to do cruises in Alaska. True story. Gorgeous boat. Anyway, so I landed a job on that boat. I went on what I thought was the assistant chef. I didn't feel comfortable or confident in my abilities as head chef yet, but I should have believed in myself. I get there and they say, "Oh no, you're head chef." Well, I didn't show any fear, even though I was scared inside. I went into it head first, because one thing you learn in life, whatever you're the most scared of is what you should probably do. So if you're scared of this right now, you're scared of Empower, you're scared of joining, click the link and get in. Besides the point, let me get back to the story. So I leaned into my fears. And I did an awesome job. I mean, I kicked ass. Had the best reviews they'd had in years. Saved like $20,000 from the previous 3 years. My first food order was like 40 grand. You know, I did really well. I learned so much about cooking and about myself and my ability to lead because I was responsible for the entire interior crew. And it was awesome. By the time I got off this boat, I had lost another 40 pounds. So in total, I lost about 80, 90 pounds. It was awesome. Felt better than I ever had in my life. I felt accomplished. I felt successful for this first time. I had great self-confidence, great self-belief, which you need to learn to do. If you don't have it, I can show you how. But regardless, about halfway through the season, I had met a crab fishing captain from the Zolotoi, John Jorgensen. He hadn't fished in a couple years because the boat had gotten bought by somebody else or decommissioned or some crap, I can't remember. But he was currently a deck boss on the boat called the Constellation. This became the first boat that I ever crab fished on, with Dan Jansen. Big, huge Norwegian, about 6'3", talked like John Wayne, mean as hell, but fair. So I'd been in contact with him, and I met him through my friend Justin France, who I love to death. I shouldn't even say his name on here, but whatever. So I ended up with a job on a Bering Sea crab boat. About 2 weeks after I got off the Liseron, I got a phone call. I was signing a lease to my house in Bremerton, Washington, across the water from Seattle. And I got the phone call and said, "You want on for king crab? All right, you're on for king crab. We leave in 2 weeks." And I was blown away. My dreams were coming true. All the weight I wanted to lose was gone, pretty much. It was. The job that I wanted, the dream that I had, the burning desire I had to go fish the Bering Sea, which sounds crazy to most people, but I wanted that intensity. I wanted that drive. I wanted to be able to say, I fished the Bering Sea, and I did good at it, and I kicked ass, and I did ultimately. But I got the job, and oh my God, was I scared, because it hit me all of a sudden that I was getting ready to go to the Bering Sea in the middle of October till the end of November. And it's mean then. That's when it starts getting mean. So I'd met Dan, and I thanked him, and he said, "Don't thank me now. You might not like me so much in a couple weeks or a couple months." And I ended up flying out to Dutch Harbor about a week after meeting Dan. And we did gear rigging. There was some crap where they were trying to negotiate prices, so we didn't head out quite when we thought we were. But we got out by October 14th, which was the opening date. And it turns out I get real seasick, or I used to at least, not anymore. But I got out there, and he counts down. When we get close to midnight, October 13th at like 11:50 p.m. He said, "All right, get out on deck. You know, we're all geared up. We didn't do bait all day. We came in to eat real quick." And it gets down to 10 seconds, and Dan goes on the hailer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hits the buzzer. We start dropping gear. I'm seasick as can be. Sick as a dog. I'm not kidding you. Puking everywhere. Delirious in my noggin, because seasickness does that to you, causes vertigo and all that stuff. And I worked hard though. I kept going. And our first time out on deck was like 56 hours straight. I think we went inside 3 times in 56 hours for like 20 minutes to eat. And it was brutal. And for the next 5 days, I was violently ill, to the point where I was on the verge of not doing so well. Let's just put it that way. And Dan said it's time to go back in. We can't have you out here like this. But I fought through it. Like, there's things in life that are going to be hard, but you got to persist, and you got to stay driven, and you got to stay determined, and not care what anybody thinks, because you can do whatever it is you want. And I told Dan, Dan, have I given up? Have I stopped working? He said, no, you haven't, Hank, but your health is on the line. I said, give me 1 more day, Dan. I promise you I'll get better. And he said, okay, you have 1 more day, literally. And I went to sleep for a few hours. I got back up, and I was nervous that I was going to get seasick, and it was all gone. I willed myself to make it through it. I pushed myself to make it through it. And Dan came down to me and patted me on the shoulder. He said, how you feeling, Hank? And I said, I feel great, Dan. And he looked at me and he said, you just did the hardest job on the planet, seasick. It's all easy from here on out. And I realized that he was talking about just whatever I wanted to do in life. It was all easy from fishing. After that, there's no job that's hard, and nothing's going to stop me. I know that whatever I put my mind to, I'll get it, because that's just the way it is. I will stop at nothing in the pursuit of my goals. And one of my goals is to help you succeed. So you look into my eyes, you hear my story. I am full of burning desire to succeed and help others succeed. And if I can make it, you can make it. Because I'll push you, and I'll help you, and I'll show you the way to personal belief, and give you the ability to believe in yourselves, because you deserve it. You deserve everything that you want out of life. And there's nothing you can't do if you just believe. And I'm sitting here in front of this camera right now, looking into this camera like I'm looking into your eyes, because I care so much about seeing you succeed. Do you get that? I know what it feels like to be ridiculed, to be looked at, to be judged. I know what it feels like. I think I said looks, I'm sorry. But I know what it feels like. I really do. And I know that you can change, because I changed. No matter how bad it is, you can change if you just push through it. There's going to be hard times in life, but you got to push through them. And whatever you're doing right now, if you're still watching this video, then you're ready. You're ready for change. You're ready for somebody to give you that little kick in the butt to get you going on the right path, and I can be that person. Because I care about you, and I appreciate you, and I love you. And I will do whatever it takes to see you succeed, because it's not about me. It's about you. 2013 is the year of you. So if you trust me, and you listen to what I say, and if you click the link below the video and get on my team, we're going to make 2013 the best year of your life. With that being said, I care about you. You have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye.